What's poppin', everybody? So today for this video, I'm gonna be talking about some of the best rap songs that were made for movie soundtracks. And I got the idea for this video when I was listening to Lose Yourself a couple days ago, and that had me thinking about how some of the best rap songs ever, period, have come from movie soundtracks. And I haven't seen anybody else make a video about this, and I know I haven't made a video about this, so I figured, let's be the first. So I'm going to start this video off with one of the most popular and flat out best rap songs ever. Lose Yourself was obviously made for the 8 Mile soundtrack and went on to be Eminem's most successful song and arguably his most impactful. I don't think there are many people out there that haven't heard this song unless they just don't pay attention to music, but that's unlikely. The interesting thing about it is that Eminem actually wrote the song in between scenes while filming 8 Mile. You can actually see the sheet of paper he wrote it on in the scene where he's riding the bus and writing down lyrics. Brooklyn We Go Hard is one of my personal favorite Jay-Z songs, and it was made for the Biggie biopic, Notorious. And not many songs get me as energized as this one. You get one of the most powerful beats in rap history along with the well-placed Santa Gold feature. Mix that with Jay-Z's top-notch delivery and some of the best lines we've ever been graced with, and you got an all-time classic. With some of the most iconic opening lines in a song, we get Gangsta's Paradise, which was made for the film Dangerous Minds. It features LV, who provides one of the most catchy hooks in a rap song, which is a twist on Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise, which is prominently sampled in the song. It provides the melody for the hook and the synths that the beat is known for. Unfortunately for Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise is really his only piece of work that he's known for besides the Kenan and Kel theme, which might be the GOAT Nickelodeon theme song. Forever was made for the More Than a Game documentary about LeBron James' high school career, and it's what I think is the best rap collab song ever. Drake, Kanye, Eminem, and Wayne all on the same song, dropping killer verses on an insane beat and Drake providing an amazing hook. It's definitely in the discussion for best rap song of all time. So I actually put 4 songs from the Black Panther album on here just because they're all really good in my opinion. And those are King's Dead, Paramedic, Seasons, and Bloody Waters. King's Dead went on to be a huge hit for the album like all the stars, and rightfully so. It's got a banger of a beat, 2 solid verses from Kendrick and J-Rock, and a switch up at the end with James Blake and Kendrick that sounds amazing. Then you got Future's verse, which became a huge meme, which made the song that much more popular. Paramedic is my personal favorite song from the soundtrack. It has a lot of replay value to me, and it also introduced me to S.O.B. and RBE. They absolutely killed the track by adding their unique flows and high energy that they're known for, and after listening to the song I went to their Spotify page and listened to their most recent album at the time, Gangin', and I became a fan. Next up we got Seasons, which is a much more laid back track than the other two, but just as good. Sajava kicks off the song and adds his distinct South African flavor to it, which is refreshing because there really wasn't that many African artists on the soundtrack. Then you got Mozzie penning in the second verse and Reason on the third, and they both have these really smooth voices that match the beat perfectly. And what I like about their contributions is that it was just real. They treated it like it wasn't just any basic song for a movie and made authentic observations about their lives and the struggles that black people face. It comes off as super genuine, and I really enjoy the song for that. And last up is Bloody Waters, which is a great collab between Anderson .Paak, Ab Soul, and James Blake. The main thing I like about this song is the beat, which has this soothing bounce to it, I guess is what I can call it. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you heard the song then you know what I mean. Anderson .Paak is on the hook, and it's nothing too crazy compared to some of his other work, but he definitely adds a lot to the song. Ab Soul is obviously doing the verses, and he definitely delivers. I think he was probably the perfect rapper to put on this beat, and he gives great lyrics and rhyme schemes, which isn't surprising. It's probably the most slept on song on the entire album. Know the Ledge is an amazing song made for a great movie in Juice. It's made by probably the best rapper DJ duo, Eric B and Rakim. And Rakim really came with it for this song, like you can tell he gave it his all. His lyrics on here are great and would be considered heat even by today's standards. Crazy thing is, the same can be said about most of his songs. The song itself is about a thug on his quest for power, money, and girls who meets a bloody end when he gets set up. It's told in the first person by Rakim, but I'm assuming it's based on Tupac's character in the movie, who also happens to be a thug that gets killed. The scenarios are a little different, but it's definitely a similar tale of someone who just got too far into the wrong lifestyle. They Die by Dawn is a song made for the movie of the same title. And it's pretty crazy how relatively unknown both are because the movie has a lot of big names in it like Rosario Dawson, Jesse Williams, Erykah Badu, and more. and the song is a collab between Mos Def and Electronica, which is one hell of a duo. I'm sitting here imagining a collab album between these two, and it's making my nuts quake.
Your little nuts are gonna be quaking.
Sorry, that was a bad joke. The hook for the song is done by Lucy Liu of all people. Not sure why, but I ain't complaining. Now, I haven't watched the movie, but I've obviously heard the song, and man, it's an underrated banger. It's produced by the Bullits, whose real name is J. Samuel, who actually happens to be the director of the movie, which I thought was really cool. The beat has this very strong western feel to it, and Mos Def and Electronica match that energy really well. They both deliver some of the best verses I've heard from either of them. Matter of fact, if you haven't listened to the song, just pause the video and go check it out and come back, because it's definitely worth it. Alright, so similar to the Black Panther album earlier in this video, I picked 3 songs from the Get Rich or Die Trying movie soundtrack just because they're all really good and went on to become hits for 50 Cent. I'll Whip Your Head Boy is one of the hardest songs to come out of the 2000s. It has this grimy beat that matches the subject matter flawlessly while 50 and Young Buck rap about robbing and killing people. And I definitely don't condone that and usually don't even like songs about that kind of stuff, but 50 finds a way to make that stuff super catchy, and it's an absolute banger on some good speakers. Next up is Best Friend, which is a complete 180 to I'll Whip Your Head Boy, with it being a love song and all. It's about 50, or most likely the version of himself that he plays in the movie, and basically he has this girl he's really close with and wants to date, but she's only a friend at the moment, and he talks about what he would do for and with her if he was her man. It has one of my favorite hooks in a rap song, although it's kinda biting Bismarck, he's just a friend. And there's also this really catchy sample used in the intro and the beat from Valerie Simpson's Silly Wasn't I, and it adds a lot to the vibe and memorability of the song. Lastly, I picked Window Shopper, which is one of my favorite songs from 50. It's another melodic song like Best Friend, except it's about his success and all the negative and positive attention it brings to his life, and it's just a perfect song for cruising around at night too. Never Been Told is a collab between Machine Gun Kelly and Ezri for the movie The Land. It's a movie set in Cleveland, so it's fitting that both rappers are actually from Cleveland, which is why I'm assuming the producers wanted them to make the song. It's about them talking about being raised in Cleveland and their love for the city, and it's done over a beautiful beat. It's a super underrated song, so it's definitely worth checking out after this video if you haven't heard it. Horses is a melodic rap song made by P&B Rock, A Boogie with the Hoodie, and Kodak Black for the Fate of the Furious soundtrack, and it's probably one of the catchiest songs made for a movie in my opinion. There's a time where it was stuck in my head for a solid month, it felt like. I remember when I used to work at a movie theater during the time that this movie was out, and I always enjoyed getting to go clean the theater that it was in because you would get to hear the song during the credits as we would clean. Speaking of which, throw your trash out at the end of the movie. Don't be the person that leaves a huge mess. Deep Cover is a song made by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg for the movie of the same title. It has an iconic piano beat that just makes you feel like you're cruising through South Central. It's that classic Dr. Dre flavor that just feels like California. And Dre and Snoop do what you'd expect, delivering smooth flows while rapping about the gangsta life. We also get a dope version of the song where Fat Joe and Big Pun hop on the beat, and it's honestly better than the original to me. Suicide Squad isn't the most beloved movie, but say what you want, we get a great song out of it with Sucker for Pain. Lil Wayne, Logic, Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, Imagine Dragons, and X Ambassadors doesn't seem like all of their styles could possibly blend together on one song, but somehow it works really well. Imagine Dragons and X Ambassadors do great on the hook and the outro, and the other rappers give us solid verses that bring their unique elements to the track. I do think the subject matter of the song is a little corny, but it sounds great, so I give it a pass. I don't go to the song for anything lyrical in the first place anyways. Here Comes the Boom, the song that's used in every football compilation from the 2000s. It is fitting though because it was made for a football movie, but it was just so overused in those types of videos, at least from the ones I've seen. But even though it was overused and overplayed, I don't think many can deny that it's a banger. It was made by Nelly for the Longest Yard soundtrack, which is my favorite Adam Sandler movie, so it has that going for it too. Grand Finale is a collab between DMX, Method Man, Nas, and Ja Rule for the movie Belly. Now honestly, I don't think the song is that good. The verses and the hook are pretty mid, but they're serviceable. Regardless of that though, I mean, come on. It's a collab between DMX, Method Man, Nas, and Ja Rule. That's a crazy combination, so I felt it deserves a spot on this list just for that. But if you're one of the people that hasn't heard it, I'd recommend giving it a listen because you might actually dig it. It's just, I don't personally like it. Act a Fool is a Ludacris song made for Too Fast, Too Furious. And with this song, you get exactly what you'd expect from Ludacris, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because I love his style. It's a lot of boisterous rhymes about cars and girls, which makes sense given the context. It's far from the best beat he's used, but I really like it, and the bells that are used in it give it that distinct, racing song vibe, I guess we can call it. It's basically a song that feels like it would be in a Need for Speed game in the early 2000s, so I think Luda hit the nail on the head with this one. Alright y'all, so that is going to do it for this video, so I want to thank you if you made it this far. If you enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and Twitter down in the description. And as always, this has been Ezri the Player, and I'm gone.